my family film, sovereign thinkers. Thank you for tuning to the LL3-Podcast. My name is Craig, transmitting from the beautiful realms of planet Earth. Today's date is Thursday, April 24th, 2024. 25, excuse me. This is episode 1832. The tragic death of Vincent Tyler Morin. Before I proceed, you can find me on multiple social media sites and podcast channels. Just type in Loki Luck number 3, Loki Luck Roman number 3 eyes, or the Loki Luck Roman number 3 podcast. In addition, if you have any questions, comments, recommendations, all that good stuff, whatever you do, please use decorum. You can hit me via email to ll3.podcast@proton.me. If you want to donate, go to paypal.me or cash.app/Loki Luck number 3. I know there's a lot of crazy, sandy stuff is going on. And I'll be like doing the echo chamber and all that good stuff. But I always tell people, just do your own research, observe responsibly, all that good stuff. There's a lot of cloak and daggering going on around the world. Natural disasters. And you got still folks out there are playing sweet poly purebred, the underdog fetish. Underdog, save me! They can't even fight for themselves, make their own judgment, live in fear. What a great weapon the media has used on the people. I'll give this big shout out to the armed fisherman, Michael Taylor, for bringing this out on his YouTube channel. Let's go to YouTube, type up the armed fisherman, tell him Loki Luck the Third sent you. A lot of vague information what the Hillsborough sheriffs were doing in reference to the death of Vincent Tyler Morin. So I took the initiative to look at some of the footage, and I find it very chilling on all sides. But before I make my judgment or my own commentary, I'm going to read a few things from Fox 13, fox13news.com. Armed man dressed in tactical gear killed by Hillsborough deputies identified as Army veteran. This came out. There's video footage on this, so you go check it out yourselves. The briefs. The U.S. Army identified Vincent Morin as a veteran who left as a staff sergeant after being deployed multiple times to Afghanistan and Iraq. Morin was a man seen wearing tactical gear and carrying a rifle near Causeway Boulevard in Brandon before being shot by Hillsborough deputies. A friend who served alongside him in combat said he struggled PTSD and the actions he took during the incident were a common practice in the military target training. The man who was shot and killed by deputies after an incident in Hillsborough County has been identified as a U.S. Army veteran. The backstory, the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office said Vincent Morin, 34, was seen walking down the sidewalk wearing tactical gear and carrying a rifle near Causeway Boulevard in Brandon Wednesday morning. Deputies who responded to the scene were heard on the body camera footage ordering Morin to drop his gun. The sheriff said Morin didn't respond to orders to drop the gun, and that's when deputies fired their guns. They didn't say anything about pointing at it, any branching or pointing it at them. Okay? So I'm just giving you that. Who was Vincent Morin? For several friends for Morin, the scene was difficult to watch. He was not a hostile man by any means, said Morin's friend Colton Olome, who served alongside him in combat. The other side, U.S. spokesman said Morin served from 2009 to 2012 and again from 2014 to 2020. He was deployed multiple times to Afghanistan and Iraq, and he left the Army as a staff sergeant. What they are saying, the Army and the military was his life, Olome said. That was what he was dedicated to. This was his niche and was what his passion was. So when he was discharged due to medical injuries, that I believe that tore him apart. Olam said Morin struggled with post-traumatic stress disorder after leaving the military. He says some of the actions Morin was taking were common practices in military training. Seems like he was following protocols of a deployment, and PTSD is what really was the main root of this entire incident, I think, Olam said. Morin's friend said they don't fault law enforcement for acting in this situation. Police have to do what they have to do, given the scenario and everything, Olam said. I'm not blaming them for anything. Florida is not an open carry state, unless if you're hunting, fishing, or camping. I understand there were school children and whatnot. But I still question this, folks. What happens next? It is uncertain whether the situation could have been prevented or not, but it's something that Morin's loved ones are now coping with. What they are saying, every person's different and every situation's different, Olam said. How do you put a blanket on that? How do you put that all compiled into one resource when everything's unique? Morin's friends were saddened to see the incident end the way it did. What's next? The Florida Department of Law Enforcement investigating this incident, which is protocol when there is a shooting involved law enforcement officers. There's video footage on this. So you could, I may just play a clip here. Hold on. I'm just check this out. I did a couple here, so I'll just kick back and you could hear this for yourselves. So let me just see what I can do. I'm just very disgruntled in good faith. I'll just see what he says here. It's probably very similar.
New details are emerging tonight about the man who was shot and killed by Hillsborough deputies yesterday while carrying an assault rifle and wearing tactical gear. Vincent Morin was seen walking down a busy road near the corner of Providence Road and Causeway Boulevard in Brandon. Tonight we are learning he was a U.S. Army veteran. Fox 13's Kylie Jones spoke to some of his friends today and joins us live with what they're telling us. Kylie.
Yeah, and some of his friends tell me that he had struggled in recent years with PTSD. Now, they say they don't fault law enforcement for acting in this situation, but they say this incident wasn't like the person that they knew. These are the moments Hillsborough County deputies drew their guns Wednesday morning as a man walked down the street suited in tactical gear with a rifle. The scene shut down part of the road near Causeway Boulevard. That man was 34-year-old Vincent Morin. For those who knew Morin, it was difficult for them to take in.
He was not a hostile man by any means.
Colton Olam spent years with Morin in combat. He says Morin was a retired U.S. Army Staff Sergeant who served multiple deployments to Iraq and Afghanistan.
The Army and the military was his life. That was what he was dedicated to. That was his niche and what his passion was. So when he was discharged due to medical injuries, that I believe that tore him apart.
Olam says Morin had struggled with PTSD since leaving the military.
PTSD is what really was the main roots of this entire incident, I think.
On Wednesday morning, deputies said Morin ignored orders to drop his gun.
Drop the gun! Drop the gun now! Drop the gun! Drop the gun!
Ultimately shooting and killing him.
Police have to do what they have to do given the scenario and everything. I'm not blaming them for anything. Florida's not an open carry state. I understand that. There were school children out and whatnot.
Whether the situation...
Unless if you're going hunting, legal hunting, fishing, or camping. However, based on the video, he did not point it on anyone. That's the question, folks.
Situation could have been prevented. It's not certain, but something that his loved ones are now coping with.
Every person's different and every situation's different. So how do you put a blanket on that? How do you put that all compiled into one resource when everything's unique?
PLE is still investigating this shooting, which is protocol anytime there's a shooting involving law enforcement officers. Guys.
So many layers to this, but he certainly paints a better picture of what could have gone wrong here. All right, Kylie, thank you.
What could have gone wrong? How astute. However, like I said, is very disturbing indeed. He never pointed.
Details are emerging.
He never pointed a firearm at anyone, and he still shot him.
Oh, you're looking to spruce up your lawn or garden.
That's the question people got to look at. And I know I was listening to the one gentleman, what was it, sheriff deputy, but deputy chief. He reminds me of Kojak, who was a graduate from the Scott Israel Law Enforcement Academy or Police Academy, whatever we want to call it. But I'm going to do another article here. There'll be a few here, very similar. I think this one came out today as well, updated today. From Fox 13, shot and killed by deputies. And as it reads here, about him getting shot, but happened around 7:30 in the morning. And there's one gentleman here. What's this goofball's name? I call him Kojak. His rhetoric was not impressive, and they want to use that whole fear mongering thing too. About what happened at FSU. If you really study what happened at FSU, that's a firearm free zone. That happened in 2014. Okay? And I know some of the people in the legislature wanted to pass the campus carry law, and that got ejected. And look what happened. History repeats itself. They didn't learn that or Stoneman Douglas, right? Which are both firearm free zones by law. I'll just read here from backstory. Morin got for law enforcement's radar in early February, and a bizarre interaction was caught on a Ring camera. The owner of the apartment with the footage said his tenants who lived there had known Morin and lived in the complex, but didn't know him personally. He said one day he showed up at the door while the tenants' kids were inside. He could be heard saying strange things on camera, asking for the kids to open the door. The interaction led deputy do a welfare check on Morin, but they say he didn't meet requirements to Baker Act it. And the three officers that were involved in this event, Lieutenant William Gergel, Deputy Matthew Fluck, Deputy Courtney Baldwin. Says what are they saying? The suspects, whatever his intentions were not peaceful. You don't dress in armor fatigue with attack vest with body armor with a fully loaded assault rifle and comms on your head to do anything peaceful. HCSO Chief Deputy Joseph Maurer, I call him Kojak, the dumbed-down version of Kojak, said at a news conference on Wednesday morning. So he's going to teach you how to live, think, and wipe your own butts. Another bald-headed Scott Israel clone, with all due respect. This is pretty insulting. All right? I'm being very fair here. HCSO said deputies are on paid leave while the Florida Department of Law Enforcement investigates the shooting, which is on standard procedure. And I read over here what they said on the same thing from Hillsborough, very similar. But Deputy Morin, he insulted me as far as I'm concerned. Very similar here. So it tells the guy's ages and all that, and has no proper use of force. So they all made those claims. So I'll leave that. You can read it for yourselves. Release number 25-80. And I seen the video footage on this, on a police shooting of Vincent Morin on Police Incidents YouTube channel. And based on what they done, what I've seen, he never pointed at anyone. So how is that life-threatening? And there's even, according to Michael Taylor from the Armed Fishermen, there are a couple of gun ranges too. But sad thing about it, we all know he's a very distorted man, Mr. Morin. But did he deserve to die? I don't think so. However, in the video they try to save him too, but there was too many multiple shots, including in the head as well. You got too many people out there. They're so afraid of guns anyway. I remember living in Florida. People used to put them in the back of their pickup trucks, shotgun racks. Didn't bother me one bit. And I was from Brooklyn, New York, for goodness sakes. And I got used to the culture. I really admired it. Now people want to bring that police knows best mindset down to the Sunshine State. But based on his arrest, it is a fact that he was had 2 misdemeanor cases on that same year, February 9th. And it was, according to, hold on here, where is it? Oh, there you go. I got it. It was trespass in unoccupied structure and possession of cannabis less than 20 grams. Usually I say with the 20 grams of cannabis, no victim, no crime. If you're on PTSD, I understand that. Both second-degree misdemeanors. And what's so funny about Hillsborough, I remember they arrested a pastor named Rodney Howard Brown at the Tampa Bay church for holding Sunday services during the COVID lockdown. It was under the same sheriff's watch, which his name, if I'm correct, is Conister, I think it is. Chad Cronister. I'll put that. I'm going to leave the article up there. And according to the law, he allegedly violated. Okay, the Mr. Cronin. Ronan? Yeah. Absolutely. Sorry about that, folks. I'm just like getting falling half asleep here. Morin, okay? It was violating 790.053. And Section 3 of this. Any person violating this section commits a misdemeanor of the second degree. So, carrying a firearm openly, except for if you're going to from legal hunting, fishing, or camping, you can do that. That's under the same chapter 790. You can look it up. It's a second degree misdemeanor, not a felony. Okay, not a felony. That's the question. All right. So the fact is, it's a misdemeanor, and he shot him multiple times. And we always got, and I know he was a little bit been distorted. And remember, there's basic rights under Article 1, Section 2 of the Florida Constitution. All natural persons are equal before the law and have inalienable rights, among which are to enjoy the right to enjoy and defend life and liberty, to pursue happiness, to be rewarded for industry, and to require, possess, and protect property. It means owning firearms is a natural right to carry too, even though Section 8 contradicts that about regulating. So, in my honest opinion, and in good faith, based on what I've seen, especially the helicopter video, it was unjustifiable. And I'll be very fair on that. It could have been handled a lot more differently. We got all those people out there. Oh my God! Run to the hills! They all panic. All these paranoid, stupid individuals out there. You better learn to arm yourselves. Because one day, Lord forbid, someone's going to be coming around to violate you, your family, to attempt to hurt. Calling the police is not going to help you. Even though Florida remodified the Sovereign Immunity Tort Liability Act, it's not 100% ensured that they're obligated to protect you. When they say protect and serve, it's the public to the best of their ability. Not you completely. Let that sink in. And then what's trending in the news here, I was going to do one. It's all about family remembers Vincent Tyler Morin, trendsnewsline.com. I'm going to just go one of the obituaries here. The passing of Vincent Tyler Morin has left a profound impact on the community of Brandon, Hillsborough County, Florida. His obituary serves as a poignant reminder of life he lived and the connections he fostered within his family and the wider community. Remembering Vincent Tyler Morin. Vincent Tyler Morin, a beloved member of his community, passed away at a young age, eliciting and outpouring grief and tributes from friends and family members. His life was characterized by a deep commitment to his loved ones and a passion for making a difference in the lives of those around him. Family members have shared heartfelt memories that paint a picture of a kind, passionate individual. Vincent was known for his affectionate smile, his sense of humor, and his wavering support for family and friends. His ability to bring joy into the lives of others was a hallmark of his character, making him a cherished figure in the Brandon community. The impact of Vincent's life. Vincent's contributions to his community were significant. He was involved in various local initiatives aimed at supporting youth and promoting community engagement. His dedication to service exemplified his beliefs in giving back, and he often participated in events that aimed to uplift those in need. As the news of his passing spread, many took to social media to share his condolences and memories, highlighting the impact he had on their lives. This outpouring support underscores the strong connections Vincent forged throughout his life, further emphasizing the void left in the community following his untimely death. Support for the Morin family. In times of loss, the support of the community becomes vital, and the Morin family has received a wave of sympathy and assistance from friends and neighbors. Many have come forward to offer their help, whether through organizing memorial services or providing meals and emotional support during this challenging time. The generosity and kindness shown to the Morin family reflect the values that Vincent held dear. His spirit of community and togetherness continues to resonate as those who knew him rally together to honor his memory and support his loved ones. A call for remembrance. As the community mourns Vincent Tyler's Morin's passing, it is also an opportunity to reflect on the importance of cherishing our relationships and making a positive impact in the lives of others. Vincent's legacy served as a reminder to embrace the moments we share with our loved ones and to strive for kindness in our daily interactions. Friends and family are encouraged to share their favorite memories and stories about Vincent, ensuring that his spirit remains alive in the hearts of those who knew him. By celebrating his life and the joy he brought to others, the community can find solace and strength in their shared grief. Conclusion. Vincent Tyler Morin's life may have been cut short, but the love and memories he created will endure. As the community of Brandon, Hillsborough County, Florida comes together to honor his memory, it is clear that Vincent's impact will be felt for years to come. In this time of mourning, the outpouring of love and support for the Morin family served as a testament to the bonds formed in the life and the strength found in unity during difficult times. This obituary not only commemorates the life of Vincent Tyler Morin, but also encourages all of us to reflect our own lives and the legacies we wish to leave behind. In remembrance of Vincent, let us strive to embody the values he cherished and continue to foster love, kindness, and community in our daily lives. For more information, condolences, and to share memories, individuals are encouraged to visit the link provided in the social media announcement. The community collective remembrance that will ensure Vincent's spirit lives on, inspiring others to carry forward his legacy of love and kindness. And that's from the Twitter page, and you can check it out yourselves. There's a lot more in here as well. So, final arrangement and gatherings. Let me see. Not yet. So, plenty of other stuff on this. Like I said, my friends, it is a real shame. I still find it disturbing. And the ADMF says people being killed are doing things a person would do if they wanted to die. Period. That could be possible too. Like I said, he has PTSD. But it's very disheartening regardless. However, one thing I don't like when I'm real critical of the deputy chief making some thought crime statements. That's why I get turned off. But thank you for your input, man. I appreciate it for listening. But one thing I say for sure, justice needs to be done, because how many other people can be unjustifiably violated? And don't get me wrong, I'm not going to say all cops are bastards or anything like that. I know family members are in law enforcement. They went through some interesting times, and I do mingle with folks. And don't get me, and there's times I have my battles with a good amount of them, but only main on principle. I'm very thankful for that. Show no any bitterness. But problem with Hillsborough right now, they got a lot to answer. And that video from the helicopter, in my honest view, it could have been done differently. I know they try to save his life, so I won't knock him on that. But everyone needs to start learning. We've been living in a dangerous world for a very long time. And there's some sons of bitches out there that don't give a damn. And this man here, what I've learned, it was too short for him to pass. Live once, value it. And like the show, thank you, sir. Value the time of the day. What a time of the day was it? Yes, it was, man. Very intriguing. So thank you for listening, my friend. Hopefully we'll touch base real soon, okay? Well, I'm going to be done. I'm out of here. But thank you for listening. Plus, feel free to download and share throughout your social media networks. If you have questions, comments, recommendations, and all that good stuff, whatever you do, please use decorum. I'll leave the footnotes on this episode on my other pages, so including on Podbean. If you want to contact me, you can hit me at LL3-Podcast at proton.me. If you want to donate, go to PayPal.me or cash.app/look3. If you want to give me a little crypto love, I'm at Steemit at LL3-Podcast. I'm still trying to get some other sites, donation sites to link up or create. Been a couple of days ago, and I boldly admit it. But you know what? That's how it is. Once again, thank you for your time. Plus, always remember that the demoniac resistance is healthy for the soul and can liberate humanity. Until next time, take care of yourselves. Keep on spreading the love. And may your guardian spirits be with you.